Good morning, good morning, good morning. And of course, if you're listening to this at a different time of the day, that's perfectly fine. It's your favorite chef in the whole world, Chef Yetti. I'm speaking that into existence. Of course, you're thinking to yourself, favorite chef in the whole world? No, definitely not. But don't worry. Soon come, soon come. How are you all doing? Thank you very much for everyone who reached out to me for the mentoring sessions. It's been amazing. If you're wondering what mentoring sessions I'm talking about, you'd see a pop-up at this point that shows you a video, and all you need to do is go to the description of the video and you'd see a form that you need to fill in if you are interested in getting a free 30-minute mentoring session with myself. So thank you very much for everyone that signed up so far. I got to meet a few of my YouTube subscribers and followers. It's been a pleasure, and actually it just felt so good. Felt like a great community. It's one thing to read your comments on my YouTube channel, it's another thing to actually see you face to face on the Zoom call. So yeah, it's been exciting. I've only had women though. Are you telling me that it's only women that are in the hospitality business, or are you saying that men do not want advice? Men do not want advice on the food business, but it's okay. One love. So it's your favorite girl, Chef Yetti. How we all doing? It's almost post-pandemic. Fingers crossed. I'm recording this on the 16th of July 2021, and I'm excited. Boris is doing a maza. He's doing a maza, but hey, we gotta stay grateful. And one thing I'm super grateful for is the fact that from the get-go, Yettis Kitchen has been set up as a business that's totally focused on delivery over face-to-face interaction. Not because we don't like the restaurant aspect of our business, but just because delivery is the future of hospitality business. And so that's that. So let's get into the topic for today. We're talking about delivery platforms. The number of times I get questions about this, if I had £1 for it, I'll be a millionaire by now. Delivery platforms, what delivery platform to go for, what delivery platform to avoid, how to go about delivery platforms, how to survive delivery platforms, how to come off delivery platforms, how to manage your orders on delivery platforms. All of those questions will be answered in this video. So let's go. First things first, I'm going to be referencing delivery platforms in the UK. We have the typical platforms, which are Just Eat, we have Deliveroo, and we have Uber Eats. Those are the three major platforms. And you know me, I'm not going to spend the next 15 minutes talking to you about everything else you don't want to know. In order of preference for me, in terms of everything, Just Eat is number one for me. Number two, Deliveroo, and number three, Uber Eats. Just everything. There's no point in you saying on what basis did I rank that. When I get into the details, you'd know why. So there's no point in you getting to 30 minutes into this video to find out this information. I might as well start the video, start this audio by telling you that information for free right there. So in order of preference, Just Eat first, and then second, Deliveroo, and then last, Uber Eats. In terms of ease of getting onto the platform, Just Eat. In terms of you register, and maximum 24 to 48 hours they get back to you to tell you if you've been successful with your application or if you've not been successful with your application. If you want to know how to go about applying to join them, I'll tag a video here. It's how to start a food business on my channel. So go find that video, listen to it, and you have to find a bit that talks about Just Eat from there, how you can get on, what you should say and what you shouldn't say. Everything's covered in that video. So in terms of ease of getting onto the platform, Just Eat definitely, because they get back to you pretty quickly. And obviously if you don't hear from them, then they don't want you as a partner. This is and when I'm referring to getting onto Just Eat, I'm referring to you doing it as a food business from home or as a food business on the high street of the UK, which is as a restaurant. So this works for both. Or if you're going to be renting a kitchen, this also applies to you. So that's that covered. So they'll typically get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, and you'd get to hear the news or send you an application form. You fill it all online, you sign it, and you move on with your life. But Deliveroo, they're on a different level, but they send you emails 3 to 5 days, and even in those 3 to 5 days, you might not really get a pause. You might not really know if you're being accepted, if you're not being accepted. You just kind of get emails that tells you that they're dealing with it, and then you get a response that really doesn't deal with it, and you're just going around in a circle. So yeah, that's Deliveroo for you. And lastly, Uber Eats, my least favorite, and I'm not on there anymore. I was on there, but yeah, ease of getting on. I think it's super easy in terms of you get on their website, you register. You get on their website, you register to show your interest that you want to become a partner. And as soon as you do that, typically they get back to you within 24 to 48 hours as a first timer. But before the pandemic, obviously I was with them. And then during the pandemic, what I say a little bit before the pandemic, I wasn't really getting much orders. And I'd go into that conversation in terms of delivery options. I wasn't really getting that much orders. So by default, I had to switch off my machine whilst waiting for them to switch my commission rates, meaning that initially I think I was using my drivers and I wanted to use their drivers, and 1 year later they haven't changed the contract. Even though I signed the contract, I signed it to say, okay, I'm ready to use their services, and 1 year later they keep telling me we have an agent dealing with it, please do not contact us until we contact you. It's just been a stupidness that I just think it's literally the worst. So no, I when I say top 3 is when I said Just Eat, Deliveroo, Uber Eats. There's actually one other one that it's literally a no-go. At least Uber Eats is bound by what I call it trading standards, or the financial ombudsman, meaning that you pay for a service, you're expecting a level of service. There's another one which is called Food Hub. Oh my god, that's all I can say. There's one called Food Hub. I hate to be unfair on businesses, but until they get their acts together, I would strongly advise you not to sign up with them. And like I said, I'll get into all that details later on. But in terms of ease of signing up, Food Hub, very easy to sign up with. But to get off it, Jesus Christ, you need to show them your DNA. You need to show them your body parts. Obviously, I'm just joking. No. So Food Hub, definitely no. Uber Eats, yeah, but yeah. So ease of getting on in terms of preference, Just Eat, definitely easy. Of course, you have to get your paperwork together, and if you're wondering what kind of paperwork to get on their platform, what kind of paperwork do you need, I've covered that in the video, how to start a food business. It's all on my YouTube channel. So that's that covered in terms of how to get on the platform. Now, being on the platform, once more, Just Eat takes the preference for me. To the best of my understanding, I'm not sure if they still do that now, because now they're super famous now. When I initially joined them, they were just a growing business, but now everybody's on Just Eat. So initially when I joined them, as soon as you join them, the first 2 weeks of you joining them, they will put you at the top of every search listing. So for example, if a customer is in the M30 area, put in the postcode, what Just Eat would do is put you at the very top of the search listing, meaning that your restaurant would have a lot of orders for the first 2 weeks, and after the first 2 weeks, boom, you get a huge drop in your orders. So for example, when I just joined them, I went from like 0 orders to like 50, 80 orders a week, and then after 2 weeks I went to 5 orders a week. And I was like, hold on a minute, my food can't be that bad. From 80 orders a week to 5 orders, what the? Did I do something wrong? Did I kill somebody? Did I do food poisoning or something? But yeah, it's not a reflection on you, so don't go through the emotional trauma that I went through, all in the name of trying to get on Just Eat. No. So when I now called them, I think I just happened to call them saying I can't find my restaurant. Even when I searched in my local postcode, I couldn't find my restaurant, and they were like, yeah, that's because we put you at the top in the first 2 weeks to help your business and get seen by other customers, and then it's 2 weeks is over now, so you are where you belong. Meaning that they have a spot at the top for people who want sponsored ads, and to Just Eat, sponsored ads are called top placement. So they have a top placement team, meaning that you call the top placement team and tell them that, oh, you wanted to pay for your postcode to be at the top of your postcode. And they normally have a certain number of slots in every postcode. For example, they could have 5 slots available, meaning that this 5 restaurants would always be on the top, regardless of what the customer, if the customer is searching for Asian food, if the customer is searching for Chinese food, whatever, African food, it really doesn't matter. Those 5 that have paid to be at the top would always be at the top, regardless of being new, regardless of being old, an old restaurant that has always been around. People pay for this stuff, and yeah, it works for them. So that's how it works. And then whatever other restaurants that are not in the top 5 end up not at the bottom, but you kind of like in the middle of the page. So, but like I said, I don't see that as a bad thing, because everybody knows what they're searching for. If I'm searching for food in my postcode, I don't know. I'm not a fan of ordering chicken and chips. It's just never done. If I want chicken and chips, I'm gonna walk into the actual store or shop, pick up my chicken and chips whilst it's piping hot and eat it. I'm not gonna order chicken and chips for delivery, because the chips are gonna be soggy when they arrive and all that stuff. So what I'm saying is, regardless of customers searching for the postcode and you end up in the middle of the page, that might not be a bad thing, because if all top 5 shops or restaurants or businesses that are being displayed to the customer are all pizzas, chicken and chips at the top 5, customers not going to click on them because the person is not looking for that cuisine. You see what I mean? So don't get all caught up with, I used to get all caught up on, this is why I'm saying this, I used to get all caught up with the fact that I wanted to be at the top 5, so I paid for top placement, and girl, it was only the grace of God. It was only the grace of God that got me out of top placement. And I don't know how that worked, but I just know God got involved, because God saw my heart that this girl's made a massive mistake, and I just need to step in right now to help this girl. So yeah, you could either pay for top placement after your first 2 weeks on Just Eat to be at the top. It's super expensive, well, to me. Obviously, if you're being funded by some bank or Lord Sugar of Dragon's Den, oh, by all means, boy, you could buy top placement for the whole year. But I was working my 9 to 5 as a business analyst, scrum master, project manager, saved up, and that's how I got to own a place. So yeah, I didn't have any money to throw around in the name of trying to be at the top. So on average, as far back as when I did do it, they were charging at least £125 a week. And I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, of course you could make £125 a week and then you could pay that off. Not really. For me, I wasn't making that per week. And if I was making that per week, I had other pressing bills that I needed to attend to, such as business rates, I had staff costs, I had equipment costs, I had stock that I needed to constantly buy, I had packaging that I needed to constantly buy, I had a stupid business waste bin. I call it stupid because that's a different video on its own. I had a business waste contract that I needed to pay 70 quid a month for. And like I said, when you hear 70 quid a month, come on Yetti, that's cheap. Yeah, but what I'm saying is everything was coming like a ton of bricks. So I had business waste. Till now, I don't do business waste anymore, in terms of they come and take your business waste away. Obviously, legally, you should have business waste. Obviously, if you're a restaurant, obviously if you're a home business, that's a different conversation. But if you're a restaurant, you should have business waste where they help you dispose of your oil, they help you dispose of your glass. I'm laughing because, boy, this is how they were billing me. They were billing me one separate bin for recycling, one separate bin for paper, one separate bin for glass, another separate bin for general purpose. I'm like, are you mad? 4 different bins. That's like £375 already, just because I want to throw away bin. £400. I'm not even paying myself £400 as a business. You're telling me I should be paying you £400 to throw away bins. And every time you put the wrong item in the wrong bin, you're getting charged, because they have to sort it out and put the right things in the right place. So they actually go through the bin while throwing it away in the back of the truck. So it's a whole mazza. That's all I can call it. Anyway, back to the conversation. So top placement, I couldn't afford it, but if you can afford it, by all means, it's definitely a good call if you can afford it. But I couldn't afford it. So I signed up, and I think it's 12 weeks. Yes, I remember it was for 12 weeks that you have to sign up. It's a minimum term contract of 12 weeks. And at 12 weeks, you'd get a call to ask you if you want to renew it. But because I was paying out so much, I was paying £125, and I was only like making 1 or 2 orders per week, or 1 or 2 orders per 3 days, 4 days. Meaning my order value per person was about £15. So that means I was making like £30 a week. Yeah, and then that comes to about 120. Yes, but if you think about the amount of stock I was throwing away because people were not buying the stuff as quick as they should, because nobody knew about the business, so I had to throw away food. So a lot of food waste, it was involved. So I kept on buying new stock very often until I got to the place where I understood how much stock to buy and how to preserve my stock so it doesn't go off so quickly. So all of that learning process was too costly for me to be on top placement, as well as sorting out business waste and every other business needs that throws a bill at you. So top placement, that's what happened. So in the first 2 weeks, they put you at the top. After the 2 weeks, you can pay to remain at the top. If you want to do it, I think you should. Good idea. If you don't want to do it, by all means, you don't need to pay for it. Don't feel under pressure, because by all means, you could always market using social media. You can market. If you go through my YouTube channel, you'd see a video as well that talks about best marketing strategies in 2021. Go to that video, and it tells you how to market your business as a food business or as whatever business you are. That video applies to you. So there's no point in me talking about how to go about marketing so you don't have to pay for top placement. That video covers it. So that's what Just Eat does. Deliveroo, zilch. You don't get any support as a new business. If you're new to the platform, you just join the platform and nobody knows about you, and that's it. Tough. Until anybody searches for within your postcode. If they find you, good. If they don't find you, that's it. You can. I believe you can pay for a marketer. There's something called a marketer. You can pay for a marketer, meaning that when they send out their campaigns to let people know that these are the restaurants that have an offer on, they'll include you in the marketer offer to say, okay, this restaurant is offering some money off, would you consider buying from them? But apart from that, no, there's not really much support in terms of new restaurants. So you're going to be competing with people that have 1,000 reviews. So as you can imagine, if somebody has 1,000 reviews, 2,000 reviews, and you're a new business that has 0 reviews, you're definitely not going to be at the top. After the first 5 top placements, you're not going to be at the top. So this is what I mean by it's a bit unfair, but it's all about marketing and just having the staying power to look past the starting stages of your business. Okay, next, Uber Eats. Even worse, you don't get any help at all. All you get is an order pad. You get an order pad, and you have to call them to even activate it. The onboarding process is nothing to write home about. So you onboard, and that's it. We're going to talk in a different video if you should use their drivers, if you shouldn't use their drivers. That's a different conversation for a different day, not in this video. So we're focusing on delivery platforms in this video, or this audio, whatever you want to call it, because we're on Spotify and we're podcasts as well. So whenever I say video, it's because I'm recording this with YouTube in mind, but many of my audio pieces end up on Apple and Spotify as well, so you can listen to it whilst you drive or chill or do whatever or you can listen to me whilst you're trying to go to bed, because I have a very soothing voice. I'm just joking. But that's that. So, and of course, Food Hub, they have a great onboarding process, meaning they'll send you a lot of flyers that have nothing to do with your business. So for example, bro, I came for them when they signed me up, man. I came for them. So They sign me up, and then I'm like, okay, how do people know that I'm on your platform? They go, oh, okay, we'll have the general manager call you. I'm like, what does general manager have to do with getting other people to know that I'm now on your platform? Are you not gonna send out like a blast text to all the customers in my postcode to alert them that there's a new restaurant available on Food Hub that now offers whatever? Oh, due to data protection, blah blah blah, they're not allowed to send messages to customers. I'm like, okay, I'm not sure about that, because there are actually customers out there that would actually sign up to say any promotion and offers, they're willing to receive them. But anyway, let's assume that your IT team actually has thought about that as a sales funnel and they didn't omit that part. But let's talk about that. Let's just assume that that's just because of data protection, whatever you say. And then I'm like, okay, cool. If you can't send them messages, okay, can you send them an email? At least Just Eat sends email campaigns to customers. If it ends up in spam, at least they tried. Do you not send email campaigns to your customers to let them know that there's a new restaurant? No, not an option. And then I know they don't send email campaigns. If they were ever to do an email campaign, it would just be a general email campaign to say, oh, Food Hub is now offering 20% off and it's left to the customer to find you. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get the point. There's no help, so that's that. So Food Hub, no. Uber Eats, no. Deliveroo, no. Just Eat, yes. In that order. Now, that's the first 2 weeks on the platform. So after the first 2 weeks on the platform, you're trying to find your feet. And you're trying to decide. There's one clause that they put out there, and I think it's worth mentioning, that the prices that you have on your menu in-house must be the same prices that you have on their platform. So for example, if your burger is priced at £5 on your menu in your restaurant or at your business at home, that is the same price you should put. That's the contract. That's the same price you should put on your Just Eat platform. It has to match. It's almost a price match. I think Just Eat were very finicky about that, making sure that's the case. Deliveroo were not really bothered about making sure, because what they said is because they have a higher commission, because Just Eat comes in at 16%, so it's coming in a lot lower than every other platform. So Just Eat were very finicky to say it must match what you have in-house. Deliveroo, because they knew that they charged a higher commission, they were like, okay, the way you can cover your commission price hike, if you could call it that, is by charging extra to the customer. So for example, if your burger in-house is £5, you can make the burger, because they're charging like 30-35% commission per order. So remember that it's not per month, it's 35% per order value, per order value. So yeah, if you get an order for £10, they're going to be charging you £3.50. So but that depends if you're using their drivers or if you're using your drivers. If you're using your drivers, it's going to come in at 13, 14, 15%. If you're using their drivers, it comes to 35 plus VAT, which then becomes 40%. So really and truly, you're giving them half of your money even before you can breathe as a business. But yeah, that's a different conversation for a different day. So back to the drivers, and what was I saying? So Deliveroo are like, okay, because we know that we're coming very pricey with our commissions, we don't mind if you sell your burgers in-house or whatever you're selling. It doesn't have to be burgers, I'm just using burgers as an example. Sell your burgers at £5 in-house, and then on Deliveroo you sell it at £8.50 to cover the extra commission, and that way your profit margin still stays the same. So Deliveroo were perfectly fine with that initially, but now I think they've changed. Last time I tried to sign up with them again, I often sign up and unsign up. Every time I try signing up, last time I tried signing up with them again, they said, yeah, there must be a price match, meaning that it must be the same in store as well as on Deliveroo. They don't want you to have different prices. So I'm not sure what. I guess it's just trying to drive sales for them. For me, it makes no sense why they should push for that initiative, because of course I need to cover my costs at some point. So personally, wink wink, this is a Nigerian moment. If you decide to follow the contract and say you're not going to add a top up, that's you, well done. But most businesses have a difference in price in terms of in-house prices versus online prices on delivery platforms. And that's just me putting it out there, because that's literally the only way you could survive as a business if you're using their platforms. Because what you need to understand is they charge a customer service fee, they charge you an admin fee, they charge you VAT, they charge you commission. All that stuff is what the customer doesn't see out of your £10 per order. So there's a lot that's going out of your pocket, and when you're getting any direct orders from your customers at £10, you're not having to pay an admin fee, a service fee, a VAT fee. Of course you have to pay VAT from your business and stuff like that, but I'm just saying the amount of charges you'd have to pay would be a lot less direct. So of course you don't need to have a markup of £3.50 extra per burger because of direct orders. So they're enforcing it because they want to make sure that customers are not really gaining anything by coming to you directly. That's the purpose. Because if a customer looks at it that if I order from you direct, it's £5. If I order from Deliveroo, it's still the same £5. But Deliveroo, I order from a host of restaurants from Deliveroo. It's not just your restaurant. So when I go to my Deliveroo, I can pick your restaurant, I can pick any other restaurant that I've ordered from before, and it's easy because I have all the restaurants in one tap, versus having to call your business directly or having to go to your business's app to order directly, which is it's painful. I can't be bothered. So for ease of use, most customers would want to go with a delivery platform like theirs, Just Eat, Uber Eats, whatever, because you have collection of restaurants at the tap of a finger, right? Versus having to call each restaurant one by one to say you want to place an order. So they want to discourage that little. But if a customer knows that they're saving £3 by calling the restaurant directly versus going on Deliveroo, of course the customer will say, you know what, it's just a phone call, mate. Or I can't even send a text message, because many businesses are on WhatsApp now. I can send a WhatsApp of my order, and I know that I can pick it up in an hour, or I get delivered in an hour. So, and I'm saving £3 just because I sent a message. So damn right, I am going to do that because I'm saving money. So they're trying to make sure that it's not of benefit to contact you directly, and I don't see that. Same way they're looking out for their best interest, you should look out for your best interest as well, to make sure that when customers order directly from you, they are benefiting from ordering directly from you. So if you're not considering having a markup on the delivery platforms, I would suggest that in every delivery bag that you deliver to your customers, you have a flyer in there that says order directly with us next time and get £5 off your order. And that would automatically put your customers in a place where, oh, I saw that flyer the last time that told me, just like Domino's. I never like whenever they give me all this buy one get one free pizza flyers, but I just save them, because you never know that day when that £5, £10 off, give you 50% off your pizza. That comes in handy on the days you'd never think of it. The other day was my birthday. My birthday was in June. For those that didn't help me celebrate, it's okay, I forgive you. I was hungry for pizza, and that pizza voucher that I thought was useless and very annoying that keeps coming through my post came in handy. I got 50% off my pizza just because I saved that voucher, and that was Domino's for me. So my point is, if you're not going to have a price markup online on the delivery platforms, that means you're looking out for your business, because at the end of the day, if your business doesn't survive, it's not going to be on any delivery platform. Delivery platform has a duty to themselves as well to protect their business, but you have a duty as well to protect your business, to make sure that you're in profit and not at a loss because you're on their platform. And then lastly, put in a flyer. QR codes are major now. If it means on every plate of food that you deliver to customers, just stick a QR code sticker on the plate, and that way the customer can just scan it to review you. If you're thinking, how do I create a QR code for my business? Guess what? I've got you covered as well. There's a video on my channel called QR code menu. So yeah, go watch that video. I'm tired of tagging videos in this podcast, in this audio clip. But yeah, on my channel, it's called how to make a QR code menu. Create a QR code is very easy. You do not need to pay anybody to do it for you. The amount of people that have approached us, Yettis Kitchen as a business, sent us email during this pandemic to say, oh, contact this menu, oh, QR code menu, we can create one for you, pay us £375. will create. No, my dear, I created it myself for less than nothing. I just created it on Adobe Illustrator, created it, and I just stuck it on my menu. The end. You don't need to pay nobody £375 to create a QR code for you that you can create yourself. But anyways, back to the conversation. So once you're in a place where you put up a QR code, or if you don't want a QR code, just put a note to say order from us next time to get £10 off or £5 off. Of course, that would be like a repeat customer, or order from us, or just put like a voucher to say, oh, after 3 orders get your third, after 2 orders get your third meal free, kind of like what Costa Coffee does, which is you buy a few, you get a few stamps as you go along, and then by your 3rd or 4th coffee you get it for free, or you get it for half price. So something along those lines. Just stick it in the takeaway bag, and that way you'd have more direct orders. Even though the person's ordered from the delivery platform, you get more direct orders and people willing to come to you directly because they're going to get some money off. And for me, that's a win-win, where if you can't be in a place where you can have a markup on the delivery platforms, encourage your customers to come to you directly. So that's that conversation. And so apart from joining them, that's the same in terms of bringing customers your way. None of them like the fact that you have a markup, so don't do it. There's many other ways to go around it. And then menu changes, I would say Just Eat is the easiest in terms of making changes to your menu. Yes, they would offer you the option that they would create a website for you. For example, yettiskitchen.justeat.com. Don't go for it. Yes, that's another way for them to tie you down, meaning that your SEO would constantly be linked to Just Eat. Every customer that comes to buy anything from you is going on Just Eat's website, even though they tell you it's your website. You'll get access to it. Yes, my dear, go and get a website yourself that has nothing to do with Just Eat in the domain name. When I say domain name, it's just your website name. Get something that's just yettiskitchen.com or niniskitchen.com. Don't go get something that says niniskitchen.justeat.com. No, you're doing yourself a disservice, because every time somebody searches for a business of your type on Google, it's always going to be Just Eat that'll keep coming up. Even after you've left them, it's always going to be Just Eat that'll keep coming up. And you don't want to be in a place where you have no brand and every part of your brand is linked to Just Eat, or every part of your brand is linked to Deliveroo or Food Hub or whatever other. So I even remember when I joined the horrible Food Hub, they actually asked me for my username and password to my Google account on Yettis Kitchen. As per the sharp Ninja gear where I be. I say I don't understand. What do you mean you want the username and password for my Google account? Yeah, so that we can create campaigns for you. I say you want to create campaign for me. Sorry, are you not yourself? You're a delivery platform. Why you want to create campaign for me? Yeah, we need to notify your customers that you're now on Food Hub. So if you give us the username and password, we'll be able to link your Google account with Food Hub. I'm like, huh? Now so 419 they start to cha. In Obodo you will now Yahoo, somebody coming from a Yahoo. No, I'm not gonna say Yahoo country. Yeah, you know what I mean. So they asked for my username and password to my Google account. And let's remember, my Google account is linked to my YouTube. My Google account is linked to my Google Drive, where I have all my artifacts for Yettis Kitchen. My Google Drive is linked to my Google account is linked to everything. You know, I store my documents, my everything on there. And I'm like, so I should give you access to that because I've joined you people. I'm not be saying I'm free, you know. I joined you at a cost, and you're gonna literally take my whole brand identity and you're gonna be running it for me. No. So whatever you do at any point, even though you're not computer savvy, you might not understand much about technology, do not give away your brand artifacts that easy. It's a food delivery business. They deliver food for you, or you promote your food that you sell on their platform. The end, full stop. Do not use their services for websites. And I'm telling you this because you can always get a developer to develop a website for you. There's many delivery services that you can use, many ways you can build a website that you don't need to link it to their platform, so that if you do not like the service that they offer and you do come off the website, the service that they offer, you're not in a place where you still have your brand linked to them. So yeah, that's that. Forgive me for sniffing. Hay fever is you know what I mean, B word. So that's that. So website, no. Top placement, if you have the money, by all means. Menu changes, Just Eat is the easiest. Deliveroo is the easiest. Next, Uber Eats, yeah, I don't even know what they do. So into order of preference, and of course Food Hub. They give you an app, they give you so many things. And one thing I didn't like about Food Hub was the fact that there were so many third-party elements to what they offer. There's a third party managing payments, so when you sign up with them, you're also signing up with a credit agency as well that will be taking the payments. I think they're called First Pay or something like that, that they'll be taking payments on behalf of Food Hub, and then they'll be taking payments on behalf of Food Hub, and then the person that is actually doing the flyer is a different company. They're just messy, like 4 different companies. So I had like 4 different companies contact me to sign contracts with them just because I wanted to join Food Hub. So you have to be super careful in those kind of instances, because fine, your contract with Food Hub might be super easy and they might tell you it's a 1-month ruling. You can give them 1 month notice to come off or cancel, but you need to make sure that, okay, well, these people that are telling you that is a credit agency, and you're obviously with Food Hub I had to pay £60 a month, regardless of me making a sale. With Just Eat, I like the flexibility of the fact that I only get to pay them when I do make a sale. I was a bit wary of Food Hub and the fact that I had to pay £60 regardless of me making a sale or not. So I had to pay £60 a month, and I did make that very clear at the very initial point of me joining them, and they said don't worry, we'll have it in writing that within 3 months, if you don't make enough sales, we'll gladly allow you come out of the contract and cancel. So initially they definitely did not send me that email to confirm that in writing. I chased them up and I said I'm not signing any contract until that's written physically, and then obviously they sent that in. With Just Eat, if you're no longer interested in being a part of their platform, you just switch off your machine, and at some point when they realize you're no longer having any sales or you're no longer switching on your machine, they'll send you a message to tell you if you don't switch it on or whatever, they'll take you off the platform. You don't respond, and that's it. They'll take you off, but one thing they will definitely do is they'll blacklist you, meaning that if you do decide to come back, they might not let you come back. Obviously, if you were a very profitable restaurant to them at the point where you were on with them, they would have a better they might definitely consider you coming back, except you have a change in business name. For example, when I was in Milton Keynes, before we were called Yettis Kitchen, we were called Come Chop With Me. So if you obviously have a change in business name, then they have no record of your old business, so they would assume that you're a new business, and then they'll allow you. So the only way I could ever see you coming back out of being blacklisted is if you come back in a different business name. So that's that. So in terms of coming off, and then Deliveroo, same thing, just switch off your machine, and it's not the end of the world if you're not interested in what they do anymore. Just switch off your machine and get on with your life. And then obviously Uber Eats, pretty same, but like I said, they'll blacklist you. And now I've tried to join them again after the pandemic that I really wasn't making much sales, but I've literally been emailing them for the last 1 year. They told me, because you've not signed a new contract to say you're back on with us, that's why I've not started sending orders your way. I signed a contract 1 year later. I'm chasing to say, hello, I've sent a contract now. When will my restaurant go live with you? And all I keep saying is our agents are dealing with it at the moment. Please do not contact us, we'll contact you. So that's just literally unacceptable customer service, especially in 2021, and especially in a world where you have to respond to a customer. You're not responding to a customer, or they just give you a response so that they can mark the case as closed. You know what I mean? So they can say, okay, this conversation, this query by the customer has now been resolved. That is all. And I can say this on my hand and heart, because there's a difference between a company that actually has a culture where they actually feel bad about closing cases that actually are not closed. Meaning, if the situation you went to speak to them about is not truly resolved, that advisor is not allowed to close that case. It's just a rule of thumb. That's a horrible customer experience. But literally, 99.9% of all the advisors that I've been speaking to close the case even before you get a response. So they would send you a message to say, oh, please confirm and send us your paperwork to confirm your identity. And as soon as they literally send that message to say you should confirm your identity, this case is now closed. You get an email to confirm that the case is now closed and resolved. And you're like, but I didn't even get a chance to respond and send you my identity document. So what do you mean the case is resolved? So by the time you're not emailing them with the identity document, they will then put you back in queue for 3 or 4 days telling you, oh, thank you for your new query with Uber Eats. We're looking to have it resolved. Please confirm the issue. I'm like, wow, this is my case number from the previous case that was closed unfairly. I was told to bring my identity document, but this is my case reference and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The next advisor that sees that you had a case reference from a previous case that was closed would then respond to say, we can see you already have a case that is already opened from the previous advisor. So on that basis, we cannot carry on with this query. So on that basis, we're going to have to close this case, and please go back to the original conversation and respond to that conversation instead. We cannot proceed with this conversation because you already have an open case with the other advisor, and then they'll close your case again. So you're in a place where the previous advisor has closed the case. This new advisor that's meant to reopen the case and say, oh, that issue wasn't actually fixed, that person will close the case again. So you're literally going around in circles. Nobody wants to respond to you because you apparently have an open case that's actually not open. But like I said, I'm just done. So I had to just give up. I'm not somebody that gives up easily, trust me. I normally, especially when I know that it's a big business in terms of Uber Eats and they have to respond by law. Obviously, if you're dealing with a small business and a small business is not responding to you, then you just have to leave it. They don't have to respond. But when you're in a place where it's a big business, you could go on Trustpilot and check all the reviews by them. They really don't care. Look at the reviews. It's totally horrible reviews about them. And then there's one thing that I also have about companies where they actually don't like to be mentioned on Twitter. I went on Twitter to say, at Uber Eats, I've been trying to get back on your platform. I've sent so many emails. And guess what? It was a robot. Useless company. It was a robot that responded to say, oh, thank you for your query. Please send an email to blah, blah, blah with the details of your query. And I responded to that, the bot thinking it was a human being, to say, I've already sent an email and I keep going around in circles because everybody keeps closing my case. The bot responded again, please send an email to this. And literally I said, hold on, this looks like a robot responding. I literally pasted my response over 5 times, and guess what? It was still the same response. Please send an email, please send an email, please send. No emotion involved. Same response every single time you contact them online on Twitter. So every other company that I've contacted on Twitter has, literally from British Airways to whatever company you contact on Twitter, they always look to resolve your issue. They will normally tell you, oh, let's go in the DM and resolve this. But no Uber Eats, they take pride in using robots to respond. And I won't be surprised, all the customer service advisors that keep closing your case they are probably robots too. Because there's no emotion involved. They just close your case without resolving it. So I don't want this video to be more than 45 minutes. I'm not doing a great job right now. But yeah, in terms of many changes, Just Eat is definitely my preference. Price changes, same. Getting off the platform, Just Eat is a lot easier. And of course, Deliveroo, Uber Eats, Food Hub. At the 3-month marker, like I told you, when I definitely wanted to come off their platform, they cancelled my contract with Food Hub, but they didn't cancel my contract with the payment services that was meant to be taking £60 a month. So that was a different conversation that took forever to make sure that I could contact the companies to say, can you take me off your payroll? And even when I told them that, you know what, I've cancelled my contract with Food Hub, so you need to cancel the contract with your payment services and stop taking payment from my card. They still kept on sending me letters to say, oh, thanks for being with us, I'm like, I've stopped being with you. Can you stop emailing me and stop sending me newsletters and stuff? So that's that. So apart from that, I'm trying to think of anything else. So in terms of preference of getting off, I definitely would say Just Eat. So price changes, we've spoken about that. We've spoken about profitability. And yes, Just Eat has this thing about Cheeky Tuesdays. They have Cheeky Tuesdays where every Tuesday they literally do a blast campaign. They even do a campaign on television, so it's really, really popular, where they encourage people to order food on Tuesdays. That's been very successful for me as well. I initially joined it, but then I realized that it was a lot of I don't want to use the word chaps, but I realized that it's a lot of too good customers that normally go for the campaign in this area that I'm in, so that might not apply to you. So I realized that people that normally go for that offer of Cheeky Tuesdays, half of the time they've never used the platform before. They realize that it's going to be super cheap food, because it's at 20% off. They realize it's going to be super cheap food. They order the food and then they ask for a refund. So for me, that's just a no, because in any other business, if you buy clothes today and they don't fit, you can return it, meaning that business has a chance to wash those clothes and resell it to the next person. So it's not really a loss to the business if you return your clothes. It's only in the restaurant business that you can eat the food, claim you don't like it even if you like it, and you get your money back for free, literally. So you had a good meal. I used to have orders of 20-30 pounds. Like for 4 people, they would order rice, they order chips, they order chicken, they order everything in the planet. Yeah, they order everything in the planet, and then you get a refund request from Just Eat to say customer said the food wasn't cooked to their taste, so we need to give the customer a refund. And you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not going to get my ingredients back to cook that food for somebody else. So it's always a loss for a customer, to the food business, for every time a customer lies about food not being good or requests a refund because the delivery driver is late. Some people actually request a refund because the delivery driver was late. So the food got delivered in the end, they got to eat it, but they still want a refund. So we'll talk about reviews and everything later. So in terms of refund requests, I've gotten to understand that whenever there's campaign, same thing with joining Groupon. When I joined Groupon, a lot of people that were using the vouchers were just people, and like I said, I'm in a very tough area when it comes to business. I'm not in a popular area in terms of the city center, so when I'm speaking about my experience in this area that I am in. So in terms of Groupon, people that literally just wanted offers, and if you didn't have an offer, they would never visit your restaurant. So literally people will come and buy food and go, oh, when next are you holding this campaign? It's really nice food. And you're like, oh, we're not too sure. Okay, please let me know when next you have the campaign. And that's because they don't want to spend money with you. They rather wear the Gucci, they rather wear all that fancy clothing. But when it comes to what they put in their belly, they would rather go for chicken and chips because that's cheap. And like I say, junk food is cheap. So they'd rather be in a place where they order food that's cheap and look good on the outside than come back to a restaurant that charges fair price, £6-7 for rice and good food that's been cooked properly with no MSG in it. No, it's not. That's not what they're here for. £7 they can use to buy food over 3 days in terms of chicken and chips. So yeah. So what I found is with Groupon, Cheeky Tuesdays, the kind of customers it was attracting were customers who were only there for the offers. And then I don't mind giving you offers and money off, but it would be fair if you also give me something back as a business, meaning that on those days that you're getting money off, you give me lovely reviews. But trust me, that same Tuesday that you are getting money off, that's where you have the worst reviews. So I'm just like, so you're getting money off, you're getting outstanding service, but my thing is every other day that I have in the week I don't get bad reviews, but Tuesdays all bad reviews. How now? It's just like you saying you're going to a charity shop and you buy something from the charity shop and then you give them a bad review. You're buying it at absolutely discounted prices and then you destroy the business with a bad review, so yeah, my thing was I was losing money from people requesting refunds for things that made no sense, and then not only was I losing money, I was also losing potential money in the future by people leaving bad reviews on the days that they actually got money off. So it could work for your business that the Cheeky Tuesdays, you take that up as an offer and you do sign up on Just Eat to say you want to sign up for Cheeky Tuesdays. By all means, do that if that works for you as a business. But for me and the local area that I'm in, that did not work for me, so I had to come off Cheeky Tuesdays and not give any offers on Tuesdays. If I want to give offers, I actually text my customers directly, I text my customers directly using the text messaging campaign service. I text them directly to tell them there's an offer, and then they call directly to claim the offer, or they go to the website. Depends on what the instructions are on how to claim the offer. But yeah, that's how I get my customers to claim offers, and that way I know who my customers are, and I know that they like my food, and I'm not just wasting my money on a campaign that would draw me bad business. Yeah, apart from Cheeky Tuesdays, menu changes, they're very good in communication. Yeah, they're very good in communication. Reviews, yeah, reviews are very iffy with Just Eat. If you accept an order and you click on it as completed, meaning that you finished delivering the order or they've delivered it for you, the customer has an option to leave a review. But if you do not complete the order to say, oh, the order was delivered, the customer doesn't have an option to leave a review. The reason why I mentioned this scenario to you is there are some customers who, as soon as they receive their food, even before they've touched the food, or if some customers that will start complaining about your food even before it arrives so that they can get some money off. So once you hear those kind of customers who are calling to say, oh, where's the driver? And you know that you got 45 minutes because on Just Eat you set how long it takes you to prepare the food. If you know that you've got 45 minutes to get that food to that customer, but the customer's already called after 5 minutes to say, oh, I placed an order on Just Eat, I just want to know how long the food will be. Oh, I called about 5 minutes ago and the food is not here. Oh, how much longer? I hope my food is not going to be cold when it arrives. Those are the favorite lines for people that are looking for free food. I called earlier and I was told that the food will be here in about 7 minutes. 7 minutes now, the food is not here. Oh, how long has the food been in the car on its way to delivery? Because I hope when it arrives, it's not going to be cold. Girl, cancel that order. What did I say? Cancel that order. Because what will happen is that food would arrive and obviously it's still piping hot because your delivery driver has not spent that long. And when that order arrives and you click on completed to say yes, that order was delivered to that customer will give you bad review to say order was late, customer service was horrible, whatever it is under the planet. And not only would they give you a bad review that will stop other people from ordering from you in future, they would also request a refund. And then guess what? They will go and watch Netflix with your lovely food, and they will yam that food. They will have a full refund back in their account, and you would have bad review, meaning that most customers will not want to order from you again because of that bad review. Not only that, you've lost money from future orders. You've lost money because you refunded that customer, and guess what? That customer is living lavish because they're chilling in front of Netflix, eating your food, and laughing about the fact that they won over you because they played a fast one on you. So yeah, so the review process with Just Eat it needs refining, but I'm not really sure how they can refine it. So whenever a customer writes a review, it's visible to members of the public, and you can actually respond as well to reviews on Just Eat, meaning if a customer says something that's not fair or something that's not true, you have an option to respond. The rule of thumb is always respond professionally, always never respond with emotion. Don't get too emotional about your response and start swearing or whatever. And the rule of thumb is don't ever get personal with your review responses. Yeah, but that's what the rule of thumb is. But we're only human, so I sometimes respond to my reviews emotionally because I'm a human being. So that's what I'm saying, that when I say rule of thumb, it's because the greats would tell you this is how it should be done, but yeah. I don't think I'm still praying for God to give me the grace to be able to respond better in terms of reviews, especially when the reviews are not great. Obviously, there's some reviews that I see that are fair, and I don't say anything, or I just respond to say thank you very much for your feedback, we'll take it on board. And there's just some that are just proper destructive to business, and those are the ones that apparently you're meant to respond to professionally. But there are times when I'm just like, I think there was one review that I responded to that I said, it's quite obvious you want free food. And that's what I said as a response to that review. And there was another one that was so critical. Oh, the packaging was slightly and the food arrived at a certain temperature of blah blah blah. The guy proper broke down the whole life of my food business, and I was just like, I said, and then my response to him was, absolutely lovely review. It was so humorous that we would actually hire you as a food critic if you would ever consider that. That was my response. So I think that for me that was a bit of humor, which is, wow, the way you broke down this thing, you think you do this at a job, so I don't mind hiring you as a food critic. So that was my response as a review to his review. And of course, somebody that was belittling my business, I just said it's quite obvious that you wanted free food, and obviously you got your free food, hope you're happy. And obviously in other instances I responded professionally, but I take pride in the fact that your business should carry your heart in terms of you mean well for people, and you are not being destructive in the way you respond to reviews. With Deliveroo, the reason why I'm covering the reviews, I don't want this to get into long now. With Deliveroo, people can give you reviews, but it's only the star rating that's displayed on Deliveroo. Meaning when a customer goes to your restaurant page or your food business page, they only see the star rating of, this restaurant has been rated 4 stars out of 5 by most people that have ordered from it. They don't get to see the comments, the actual comments by customers. But when you log into your dashboard, you get to see the comments by customers saying food was atrocious, whatever, and then you also see the star rating. So I really like that, because that shows that they're being sensitive to the business of food. It's a very, like I said, people literally go to your review page, and if they see so many bad reviews, they would not order from you. They don't care if the reviews are true. They do not care if it's false. If they don't care if it's got too many bad reviews, they would not order from you. So I think that was a great move. So initially, as somebody who's not a business owner, I would have said no, they should show the review, because I was also on that bandwagon. Then I became a business owner, and I'm like, wow, sheesh, the amount of business you lose from bad reviews is just crazy. And there's sometimes in life you can't help it. People will just give you a bad review just because they're having a bad day. I'm not going to go into reviews and how they work, but people truly do, just emotional. If somebody's just been through heartbreak, or somebody's been having corona, they don't realize they have corona. Corona makes you lose your sense of taste, but they don't realize they have got corona. They just think, I'm feeling a bit funny today. They eat your food, and then they call your food tasteless on reviews, not knowing that they were in the first stages of corona. So it's just a very weird one, where people would actually see that bad review to say the food was tasteless, and then decide not to order from you, not realizing that person actually left that review and wasn't feeling well. But the person can't go back in to delete that review, or even if they can go back, they never remember to. And even if they remember to, they can't be bothered to. So it's a whirlwind. But guys, thank you very much for listening to my advice on the delivery platforms. If you have any questions specifically that you want to know, please let me know in the comment section. I would also tag the mentorship form in this in the description of this video. So, and obviously Uber Eats, I don't know if they show the reviews on or not. A lot has changed about that business, and I'm not really a fan anymore. And of course Food Hub, I came off it, so I can't tell you what's happening there. But that's what happens with reviews, and you have our special respond. But it's so far so good. In terms of my top rated delivery platform, it's Just Eat, and my least favorite is Food Hub, followed by Uber Eats. And thank you very much for listening today. If you're wondering where to find me, it's Yettis Kitchen, YETTIS kitchen.com. We're everywhere on social media. We're on Clubhouse. We are on TikTok. We're everywhere. And it's been a pleasure. Take care, and God bless. Bye.